Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I am cozied up in bed because it is cold and I am under my electric blanket, but I wanted to just talk about my experience today. So this is partially my fault because I've waited this long to figure out what to get my son for Halloween for him to wear. A little background is to say that my son, he is nonverbal, he is autistic, he is 5 years old. He loves the idea of Halloween. He does not really understand what Halloween is. So he watches videos like The Singing Walrus, which is a kids song channel he likes to watch. And they talk about Halloween. So what he understands of Halloween is that people wear spooky skeleton costumes, ghost costumes. It seems like a party. I don't know if he really understands the trick-or-treat aspect. He doesn't care that much about candy. But he gets really excited identifying safe Halloween things. And I also understand there's become a big divide in the past decade or two between adult Halloween and child Halloween. I understand that there's a very large culture that has ballooned into the size of a 12-foot skeleton with adults that just love Halloween. And that is a different culture than moms taking their little ones out to trick or treat. So, that being said, up to this point, I've usually been able to get out of Lincoln what he wanted to be for Halloween, or he was too young for it to even matter. He's not gone out that many years. Maybe two or 3 years has he gone out trick-or-treating. And it's kind of dying off. Like my neighborhood doesn't have a lot of kids that go. And there's a lot of houses that don't do it anymore. Last year, he hardly, not last year, 2 years ago, he hardly did anything. So we started doing trunk or treat. But the other thing that I realized is that there's a lot of decorations that people are putting out of their houses more and more and more that are scary for kids. And I know there's a lot of kids that understand that this is a safe scary, but my son does not understand that. I don't think he would understand that a scary thing that looks like a monster isn't actually a monster, and it's just somebody celebrating that monsters are there in our scary lives, but that they're not real. The nuance of it is elusive to him. He excels on the knowledge of facts and logic, but nuance is just it's a whole other thing that he's never. I think he's always going to struggle grasping that. So that being said, there's a lot of exposure when you go out into the streets and knock on door to door about things that are scary. And my son, being nonverbal, doesn't really understand how to convey to me that things are scaring him. And I don't know. Like, I have no way of knowing if something is scaring him. I mean, unless he does something obvious like runs away or hides. But if he just kind of plows through it, and then often, like when he goes through to experiences, he relives them later. He looks at pictures of himself on my phone. So he kind of has like He likes to view the world through a lens. Even his own experiences, he likes to view through a lens. So we just moved to trunk or treating. Our church has a very no scare policy on the trunks decorations, so it's a safer place for him. Plus it's contained because he elopes. He just takes off running and doesn't stop at the roads and stuff, so it's just all around better. That being said, I did not have a costume for him this year. I could not get him to tell me what he wanted to be, and we were running out of time. So I was in Harrisburg. I had to go to a meeting, and I said, well, I'm going to go check out Spirit Halloween because we don't have one where I live. I have not been to Spirit Halloween since my 2 advanced teenage children were little. So I would say 6 or 7 years since I've been to Spirit Halloween. I know that there's scary things in there, but the last time I went there, they were kind of in the back. So you go in, and most of the kids' things, like the kids' costumes and things, were near the front, to the side, that you could just go in, go to the kids' items, get the things you need, and leave. All the scary stuff was in the back of the store, like Spencer Gifts, you know? It was in the back of the store. So I kind of expected that. And I actually originally was going to take my son and allow him to go and go through the process of picking his own costume. Thank God I did not do that. Speak of the devil. I don't know if they'll copyright strike me for nursery rhymes, but I'm just, hopefully it's not too prominent in the background. But anyway, so one of the biggest changes is as soon as you walk into the store now, the scary stuff is right there at the entrance. You know, just bigger than life. These big animatronic monsters are just right there at the entrance. And I get it, I guess, that this is the stuff that is valued at a lot of money. This is the stuff they probably want to sell more of. I've seen people on YouTube do videos just for the opening day of Spirit Halloween. So like they stay in line just to go in there and see these new animatronics. I know it's a big thing. It's a big deal. What bothered me more is just how it is kind of, you know, before, like I said, there was the kids section and then the scary section. Now the scary section's up front, but the kids section and the scary section don't seem to be separate anymore. And I'll explain what I mean. So I was looking around, seeing where to go, and I saw a sign that said boys up on the wall. So I went there first. My son is in like a 6'7". He's tall. So I think he's in an appropriate size to be in a boys instead of like a toddler or child size, a smaller child size. So I went there to see if I could come up with a costume idea for him. And they had Ghostbusters, which he would not identify with. And they had Sonic the Hedgehog, which he would not identify with. And then they had Huggy Wuggy and Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's on the surface is not that scary, but imagine a child who's only seen Sesame Street and puppets of that nature, rounding the corner and seeing a Huggy Wuggy mask. I'm getting him a drink. How he would feel about that? Would he know that it's scary? I don't know. But if it scared him, you can't explain to him that that monster face isn't real. So anyway, I thought, okay, well, I'm obviously in the wrong section. I'll go to the little kid, you know, the toddler section. And I did settle on I should mention, too, that I looked at the skeletons. Because, like I said, he likes iconic Halloween things. Pumpkins, ghosts. He was a ghost the one year. Last year he was a skeleton. So I thought, okay, well, maybe he could be a skeleton. Originally, I was looking for like a train conductor outfit, but they didn't have that. They had a mobster outfit. I'm not going to get into how the implications of that costume, but I looked at their skeletons, but they all had super scary faces. Like even Jack Skellington did not look friendly. So I went to the toddler section and I settled on this Thomas the Train. I don't know if he'll wear it. Gosh, I hope he does. Because it has a hat. He's not a fan of hats. And it's a big bulky box thing. I just don't know if he's going to wear it. But it was the only thing I found that was kind of appropriate. But in the same aisle, I look over and there's Chucky from Child's Play and Michael Myers. And these are toddler costumes. Now, I don't watch horror movies anymore, ever. But I had watched Child's Play at a friend's house when I was little. It scared the dickens out of me for a very long time. And I watched Halloween. I don't remember why, but I have watched Halloween. And the thing that really stuck in my head was that the beginning of Halloween, the camera is from the perspective of Michael Myers. You know, you had the two eyes from the mask over the camera, so that's how you're seeing it. And he goes into his older sister's room. She is almost completely naked, and it shows him unaliving her, but it's you doing it because it's in a first person perspective. Cinematically, it's a brilliantly videoed scene. But all I could think is that how is a child aware of who Michael Myers is without seeing that movie? And if they did see that movie, what does that... I mean, I'm not even talking about a 10-year-old. I'm talking about someone younger than him. Because that costume was for a 4-year-old. It said 4T, so around a 4-year-old. And you could probably get it smaller than that. So a child that young watched a naked woman being slashed up. It just astounds me. And and I thought maybe it's just the iconography of it. You see Michael Myers hanging around on this picture, that picture, this Funko Pop, that doll. Maybe they just don't really identify it with the movie. But while I was there, I heard another family talking, and there was a little boy. I was videotaping while they were there, but I wasn't going to videotape a child. But he was talking about how he wanted to carry a knife with his costume. They were in the horror section of the boys area, and he said he wanted to have a knife. And his mom said, well, if you want to carry a knife, then you're going to have to be Michael Myers. He was like Lincoln's age, give or take. I mean, Lincoln's really tall for his age, so he might look 7 at the oldest. So this kid was at the oldest 7. Wanting to be Michael Myers so he could carry around a bloody knife. So that's disturbing. It's disturbing that they have Child's Play with this for this toddler, a little girl, Child's Play costume, and the girl on the picture is just demonic looking. Like, she's scary. And I'm thinking, this is someone's daughter dressed up like this. This isn't just make-believe. You know, this is somebody pose. I mean, they're models, obviously, but like, why would you want to mask your child in wickedness? You know, it's just, am I a prude for thinking this is a little too far? And then, okay, after that, I went to the decoration side. And I saw, you know, how I said that there's been a mingling of the two, the adult Halloween and the kid Halloween. So the kid side has a lot of adult themed costumes. Well, the adult side has a lot of kid themed items. So the first thing I saw was this massive amount of baby dolls. Like little babies. The most innocent thing in the world. Just distorted into these vile images. And then I rounded the corner and I found these plushy toys. They're like toys. They're little plushy toys that make noise. So, who is this intended for? Adults? Adults take little baby dolls and little plushy toys? I'm sure some do. But these are kids' toys of murderous, wickedness, demonic things. And I'm astounded. So, I will not be going back to Spirit Halloween. I wish them the best, but the store has children's costumes. I would not say it is meant for children. And if it is, then God help us. Because what have our children become? Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.